Hi Soul Fam, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, Spiritual Daosith. I'm Daosith LeMay. I hope you're all doing fantastic out there. And if you are new, welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope it resonates with you. And if it does, feel free to subscribe, follow, and check out my other social media platforms in the description box below. Also, for all of you out there, if you haven't done so already, highly recommend you go get my book, Becoming the Creator, A Practical Guide to Spirituality and Connection. I feel and I really truly believe this is a wonderful guide, tool for you to use on your spiritual journey, your spiritual awakening, your spiritual path, utilizing the insights and exercises given to me by my guides to help me find more power, more sovereign, more joyful, peaceful energy in my life. And I hope it will certainly do the same for you and be used for your highest good as you go forward. So go check it out on my website, spiritualdaosith.com, or Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, and Books A Million, and lots of different online retailers carry it. As well as if you're local in New Hampshire, 3 areas you can find it is in the Made on Earth in Wolfboro, New Hampshire, the Steam House in Epping, New Hampshire, and the Water Street Bookstore in Exeter, New Hampshire. Those are all fantastic places. Highly recommend you utilize their services, but also pick up a copy of my book if you're in there. So we're here for the August energy update for 2023. We're coming out of July, a very intense month, and things are certainly continuing to heat up as we move through this year of 2023, or the numerology of the year of the 7, which we all know is high spirituality, higher consciousness, higher vibrations, and which ultimately moves things to the surface, things that need to be seen, truths that need to come up. And we can certainly see that in a lot of the events playing out this month. Some of the headlines I think are really important or worth mentioning is regards to the turmoil, the protesting, the uprisings that are happening all over the place, especially with France in the turmoil, thousands of people being arrested, lots of chaos happening there. Also in the US, we had a lot of things transpire and happen during this month. The affirmative action was reversed. We had the biting crime family going through all sorts of things, from IRS whistleblowers across the board regarding to their nefarious business deals. Also that there was cocaine found in the White House, and they have yet to blame anybody for that, and it just kind of got swept under the rug. All right. We also had the Biden administration calling up 3,000 reserves, military reserves, to help strengthen and support the Eurozone, but we all know that's going towards most likely Ukraine. And then also the Sounds of Freedom movie that came out about child trafficking and the controversy that came up around that. In addition, we had the Hollywood shutdown and how that's been playing out in a collective, and how that's at a standstill with all the actors out there. And the last two things I think really are picking up is obviously around the weather, water movement, the extremes in the conditions in the terms of the weather that we are seeing, which is ultimately a mirror for our collective purge and the things that we are experiencing as well. The earth and us and our chakras and the earth's chakras are all tied. We are all built in relationships. And when we are having a lot of upbringing, lots of anger, lots of stuff coming out, and we are dealing with things emotionally all over the place, the earth tends to be a mirror for that as well, even though it feels like some things are a little bit hijacked or manipulated with regards to the intensity of these storms. And also the sun. The sun has been highly active this month. Lots of energy coming from that, and that will continue to be something that we will be dealing with as we move forward. I spoke about this in my January energy, not my January energy update, my spirit message at the end of January and February regarding kind of this light and what I was seeing and how that is impacting us as we go forward. So go check out that video as well. All right, numerology for the month is an 8. This is all about manifesting. This is taking everything you've learned through 1 through 7 and manifesting that into reality to see how that's going to play out for you. All right, usually this is around the materials. This is around matters. This is around financials. This is about creating. This is about actions. This is about results, okay? So we're going to see a lot of manifestations of things that we're holding on, things that we've been creating, being played out in this month as well. The problem, or I would say the difficulties with this manifestation in this time period is regarding the sevens. Like I said, sevens about truth. This is the overall energy for the year. It's about higher spirituality, spiritual awakening, higher consciousness, moving yourself to higher consciousness, higher vibrations, transmuting the denser stuff and moving to a higher vibration. And that overall energy, this overall push towards the spirituality, towards esoterics, to higher vibrations is going to mean that things can no longer hide any longer. Just look at our collective. Look at everything that's happening in your personal life and all these truths that are coming up that need to be integrated, needed to be faced, and need to be dealt with is going to be underlying this numerology this month. So a lot of these truths manifesting for you to shift, because the combination of the 7 and the 8 breaks down to a 16, breaks down to a 15 into a harmonizing number of 6. The numerology around 6 is about harmonizing. We all know that this is not an easy number. This is a difficult number to deal with because that means for us to cut things that no longer fit with us, serve us from our lives, so that we can find balance and harmonize and find alignment within us energetically and physically and mentally and etherically. Okay, so I expect this is going to be a new change for a lot of you, being forced through the numerology of the 7, through the harmonizing number, to manifest in your reality that you are forced to make changes for your better good, for your highest good. You are going to see the results of the things you've been doing over the last few cycles, over the numerologies of the 1 through 7 in this month, and it's going to be very intense. So what astrological events are going to help aid this from an astrology standpoint? We are still coming out of July with this Venus in retrograde in Leo kind of thing, so there is some difficulty with getting your needs met with regards to love, the traditional branches, the traditional channels that you receive love. It will feel as the normal avenues are a little bit more blocked, and you're going to have to feel a little more creative with how you fulfill or feel that sense of love. And that's why the inward journey is going to be important as you go through this month, because the first powerful event on August 1st here, which is going to be it's tomorrow, is a full moon in Aquarius. Okay, manifesting results that change us for the higher ideology, our higher truths, our higher alignment that's best for us and the collective as we go forward. This means timelines that align with your authenticity, being more independent, being more sovereign in yourself. That's going to happen with this full moon in Aquarius, okay? On August 8th, we have the last quarter moon in Taurus, more cleaning out, more clearing out. But at the same time, this is on the 8-8 gateway, or what most of us know as the Lion's Gate. Usually it is a very energetic, high intense portal or timeline or gateway for us to move through that helps us focus on the things that we really want to build, how we want to hold ourselves going forward. And this portal is going to be extremely important, I think, this month and this year for us as we go forward. The energies are going to open up a few days prior, and it will stay around for the few days post. So it's important for all of us during this time period to be extremely cautious of yourself and what you are doing. I feel the sun is going to amplify this as well. The sun energy is going to amplify this well, and this is going to impact you on many, many, many different levels. And this is one of the themes that's playing out that I'll be touching upon in the themes for the energetic themes for this month. Okay, August 16th, new moon in Leo. Focusing on your creative projects, focusing on new ventures, new love, romance with a little bit of unconventionality. You know, like I talked about with regards to kind of the retrograde that we have with Venus in Leo. You know, you're going to have this idea of new love, but it's going to be a little bit different, a little more creative with around that. On the 23rd, we have the sun enters Virgo season, right? Tasks, chores, organization, order, and structure in getting things done is going to be kind of highlighted in many of our lives as we go forward. Also, at the same time, Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo as well. So this means increased stress over things, imbalance between your outer distractions and the need to take care of yourself at the same time. So be careful with the identity of perfection here with a lot of the Virgo energy, because you're trying to get order, you're trying to get structure, but there's Mercury retrograde in Virgo as well. Is going to make it a little bit difficult to find that balance, that perfection that you were searching for outside of you. All right. Next, we have the first quarter moon is Sagittarius. This is about going big, focusing on your goals, can really help you shift your reality and expand your reality to become more flexible, to utilize a lot of the energies that are coming in. Mars goes into Libra, enters Libra on the 27th. This is going to bring more energy, more drive to deal with people and relationships in your life so that you can find more balance and equal footing within those relationships, okay? August 28th, Uranus goes into retrograde in Taurus. So this is for the rest of the year. Things will feel a little bit more like a slowdown on the outer reality of things, and you may feel a little bit frustrated, but this is a good time to use that inward or slow down, if you will, to go inward and to really look at the things that need to be broken down, or areas or belief systems that need to be broken out of, so that you can move forward and expand your reality and expand your opportunity to bring more abundance and joy in your life. And then lastly, the full moon in Pisces at the end of August on the 30th. This is a blue moon, a time of major endings, more connection to intuition and your subconscious, and you're likely going to be spending more time alone through this time period, as Pisces usually is around duality, about conflict, and it's the last zodiac sign, and that usually is about closures, completions, etc. So we shall see how that manifests with regards to the numerology of the 8s, the 7s of the year, and as well as the harmonizing energy for the month in combination with those two. So you can see a lot of this is really going to bring up upheaval, if you will. And for those who've been working on yourself, you might have a lot easier time as you're crystallizing a lot of the energies and what you've been doing in your own life. But those who haven't, they're going to struggle. It's going to be a difficult time, and you'll see more and more people becoming unhinged and having some difficulties and heartaches until they wake up and are forced inward to see the truth of who they are and what they are. And that's where you or those who want to go get my book will be able to search out and find their pathways to help them move along. All right. So there's the astrology. You have the numerology. Here are a couple of the themes I think will play out during this month for all of you. The first theme is love. I've been talking about this. It will continue to play out through this, and it's primarily, I would feel, inward love toward yourself, self-love. But this is also indicating a lot of new love, reconnection with old love, reconnection and deeper connections with your current relationships that have felt a little bit out of place. And we'll see this emotional connection and new relationships or new romance kind of build up in this month. More and more of you guys who've been working on yourself, giving yourself more self-love, ultimately we'll see it reflected, manifested through the 8s in an outward appearance, in the mirrors, in the co-creations of your inner circle, if you will. You'll bring in a new person, or someone will come back that you haven't seen in a while that will be bring back this feeling of love, acceptance, validation, whatever it is that you're looking for. And most likely this could happen near the middle of the month, where you'll see it definitely being amplified. With the numerology, this really can manifest, and you'll be grateful for it. And I hope that you're aware of it, and you'll recognize it, and you become aware that how your vibrations are putting out there and what you're manifesting and attracting in your life. But we certainly see this idea around focusing on love, new connections, deeper connections with the ones that you have, and recognize it and realize your power in the moment when you do manifest that into your reality. It should be a validation for the work that you're doing on the inside as well. All right. The big theme that I've seen is the idea of kind of like the magician from the tarot card. It's kind of like you got it all. You've got all the skills, you've got all the tools, you're ready. You're ready to step into what you want to do. You're ready to take on your role and to really move through an empowered state of being. And I think this month will reveal a large wave of empowered individuals stepping onto their path. Whatever healing service that may look like or that may be offered, it's likely going to be activations, your higher self telling you it's time to step up. You know your worth, you know who you are, knowing yourself, knowing the tools that you got and the wisdom, and you're ready to share it with the world. It's like this sense of energy, and most of it I feel is going to be played out and manifested as we move through the Lionsgate 8-8 gateway. I think this is going to be extremely influential during this time period, as well as the sun energy. And many of you are going to have this idea like, I'm going to move forward. I know I got this. I can do it. And the spirit is trying to tell you in perhaps in your waking conscious time, but especially in your dream time, like you've got this. You're worthy. Don't discount yourself. Step up. And I feel like many of you are going to be step into this role. And for me, it feels like this teacher-student thing happening, where many of you guys have been students all along. You've been hearing from people, listening to me, and you're finally able to step into a teacher role with other people to help them through their things. And this will be a great validation for all of you, understanding how far you've come, giving you a sense of self-worth, self-love, that love piece I was just talking about, to help you continue that path, to help people along the way. I had this vision before I did this video with regards of me showing or discussing about energy, seeing auras, talking to people how to use their auras, how to see their energy, and how to understand it and use it for themselves to heal, etc. And I feel like a lot of you are moving into that role, and you're stepping into this teacher-student or the student-teacher, teacher-student type of construct, and you're going to be doing a lot more of that as you go forward. And that's just going to help you be more confident and build upon this magician kind of energy from the tarot card as we move to this month. Because the third theme for this month is all around the identity of the sun and the light and the higher energies that this is coming, that are coming upon us at this moment. I think there are many different layers when I'm thinking about this image of just the sun itself, right? One, we're being presented with the sun in the identity of vitality, rejuvenation energy, being able to be in a space, us collectively and individually as creators, to find that state of being where we feel revitalized, rejuvenated. We have this sense of the magician, like the previous theme I was just talking about, this wave of energy that's going to help you feel excited about life and move you forward, and being in this state of thriving versus surviving as we go forward. So I feel like that aspect is coming in, but also I feel like the sun being this warm and loving energy that we feel in our day-to-day lives. We feel it coming down to us, feeding our planet, the plants, right? This warm sense. This is going to help us open up in our hearts as well, and bring this sun energy into our hearts so that we can resonate with that energy and expand that outward. I know we're all thinking about in terms of dimensions, like you hear it in the spiritual world, moving from 3D to 5D, but I really think that many of us may be stepping into this 5D state from the energy, this state of being in your heart space, this sun that is going to burst out from you, this light, if you will, bursting out from you, helping you kind of live these moments of bliss in 5D state or experience states where everyone else is going through this absolute tornado, hurricane full of crap, and they got all their emotional and mental and physical and etheric messes being manifested in their life, but you're going to be just in this place of calm, joy, and just revitalized and rejuvenating energy, standing in your power, and you're going to be so peaceful. And that continence, that demeanor is going to be so powerful, which then makes me feel like that's where the teacher-student thing comes in, because people are going to be like, how are you so calm? How are you doing this? And you're going to be able to guide them on their path through your energy, through the light that's coming through you. Okay, so there's one level to this. The other level is, I feel obviously the sun activity is being highlighted here. We're seeing more and more waves of energy, more and more intense vibrations being bombarded from the sun, and that's ultimately going to impact to you physically, emotionally, energy. So take care of yourself with these high energies, because you will manifest things if you aren't conscious of it that could cause really bad things for you if you aren't mindful of it. So be mindful of yourself as the energies come in. If you're feeling like you're being energetically chaotic, try to find time to ground. Try to find time to listen to your body, especially around the 8-8 gateway, where that's going to just amplify all the energies that we are feeling. And that also means more truths and more light coming to our reality and our collective. More truths are going to come up. Things are going to come out of the shadow, and that's going to really have a hard impact on a lot of those who aren't quite awakened to what's happening out in the world. And trust me, it is moving pretty fast right now, folks. If you haven't seen it, time seems to be picking up. That means things create a lot quicker. That means the intensity and the reaction and the emotional charge we have to things become that much more intense because it's done in a shorter time frame. So many layers to this particular theme around the sun, light, and energy that's coming. And it certainly feels from one level, from a collective all the way down to us individually. And depending on how you are working on yourself, you could experience these unbelievable moments of bliss, like you're on 5D Earth, and or it could be that you step into the teacher-student type of role as we are dealing with all the intensities and more light and more energy coming into our reality. So just be mindful of your body, listen to your body, take care of yourself through these high energy times. It can have an impact. It could manifest as pains to help you shift things out so you can focus on it, bring more inwardness so you understand what that pain's about, etc. It's going to be, I want to say, a really intense time during this month for sure as we go along. All right. The last theme I will say for this month is around emotional grief and disappointment. This is almost like on the flip side of the coin with regards to the sun energy. Some of you, without knowing it or you haven't been aware of it, are going to perhaps go through some experiences that may feel leaving you regretful, disappointed, because maybe you made rash decisions, or you didn't pay enough attention, or you didn't listen to your gut, or you focused on the fear aspect rather than the love aspect, especially around the end of this month with the retrogrades. But it feels like arguments, it feels like things being said that you truly don't mean to say out of anger, really hurtful stuff, and you don't want to do that. Ultimately, that's going to lead you to regret. That's going to leave you feeling disappointed, hanging your head, emotionally disappointed, sad, perhaps obviously on the extreme end, leading more to depression, etc. Fear obviously is going to play a big part of this, and I feel for a lot of things, especially in the collective aspect to this, that many of the things that are playing out are trying to hijack your emotions through the fear to coerce you to do something that really isn't for your highest good. But I honestly think it's just the idea that people are just quick to react to something. They make a choice and they're disappointed in that choice because they weren't being grounded in who they were. They weren't listening to themselves. They weren't taking time to think things through, to filter through their energy before they took their action. And that ultimately led to a decision that kind of caused a manifestation with what's happening, but was ultimately needed because you needed to see a truth of yourself, right? To help you harmonize, in a sense, towards a higher alignment, if you will, for this month. So, to know that they're almost like this bifurcation, right? There's these two different worlds. You have this 5D blissful aspect that many of us could feel, and then we have this other states of being where you could fall into disappointment, griefs, sadness, regret because of rash decisions out of fear, and certainly feels like, you know, many of you could do that as you go forward in this month. So I hope that helps you. Know that I love you. I send you guys all my love and light through this month. And if you guys have any questions, reach out to me and check and follow me with on Instagram and my other social medias, because I post things along the month that might give you insight on top of these energy updates that could be useful. I love you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.